my son's jobs started to bother me for some odd reason. Shayla's didn't bother me until she got to Noodles and Company, and then there was a robbery in the Noodles and Company. Then I started to look around at Shayla's jobs, specific to the one at Burger King in the Quarry, where she said a group of Somalian girls came through the drive-thru. And as this group of Somalian girls came through the drive-thru, something about the people on the headset take the order, and then the people in the other window give the order. But the people in the other window that give the order don't take the order. So Shayla said she was being cussed out by a group of Somalian girls who actually took the time for condiments, by the way, to get out the car and then come into the Burger King and start roasting her. Shayla said she felt like this group of Somalian girls was finna beat her up. So the Burger King, she said, began to pop off because she said that her employees loved her. She was a sweetheart. Everybody loved Peanut pretty much. She said they then came to her defense, and it was a group of Burger King employees across the street from the Honeywell, over there, by the way, where the Cubs is, Andrea, Bobby, where Shayla said that the employees of the Burger King were now arguing with this group of Somalian girls over ketchup and sweet and sour and barbecue. Shayla said she couldn't figure out why they were now attacking her for condiments. She said that she was not the one on the headset taking the order. She was the one that was in the window giving the order. And if you give it to them at the window, ketchup and things, when you place the order, then they can see it and they can put it in the bag. But if you don't do that on that little microphone when you go through the drive-thru, then the people like Shayla who gets the bag don't know that they're supposed to have that in the bag. So that's when I started taking notice of Somalians and my child, really. I thought that there was something a little hanky-danky about this job situation. And then I had the issue at Hy-Vee. And then I had the issue at, what do you call that? Safe Light. I don't know why my son's job at Safe Light started to concern me. And then USIC. My son said he was doing really well. And as my son said he was doing really well at the USIC, he said that what he tested for, he passed. Kim, Michael Favors. But then they tested him for something else that he didn't study for, and he failed. Right? And he said that he didn't understand why they tested him for this other stuff. But anyways, he moved on from the USIC job. Then I had a bad feeling because now we got Speedway, and now we got the car detailing. Now we got that other place where he was working, where somebody ran up on him. That was Walmart, Paul Berchi. And as my son worked at Walmart, Paul Berchi, and I had that issue, Paul Berchi, I thought about you. And I don't know why I thought about you, but I thought about Paul Berchi because, see, that was a school ticket, right? That was, again, Kim Ellison and Michael Favors using the police under EBD, which, again, we weren't EBD. We never tested EBD. They shouldn't have been labeling us EBD without, again, justification, especially to use the police. So as my son with Paul Berchi, began to interact at the Walmart, now I'm really feeling uneasy. Kim, Keith, Bobby, Favors, District 281, District number 1. As I'm feeling uneasy again, I'm going back to this is a game in the state of Minnesota, a historical college fund due me, Sharon Martin, where I thought that, again, Bobby, Keith, under Barack, Joe Biden, owed me a mere $2.2 million. Now, I don't know, again, how I came up with that number, but at the time I had documentation on how I came up with that number. I said that I took where my son could be on the football field Tullis page, where he could have been if it wasn't for Howard, Favors, because he was a good football player. And that's when they said, let's add, what was it? Wrestling? Baseball? Something in the springtime? Because football was only in the fall. So then as we started to do that in the white people district, Favors, Tullis, who just, actually happened to go be at Cooper as a EA football coach at that time, right? And as that happened, my son was denied. And I went after them for a Rule 6A immediately. Immediately. My son said, again, let it go like he did when we were at Henry. Now, when we were at Henry, by the way, Michael had played for Henry first, the year by himself. And then as he played for Henry first, the year by himself, Jerry signed up the second year. As Jerry signed up the second year and they're going through practice, that's when, again, Mark Croker was now on that team, Bobby, University of Minnesota. Mark was taunting the boys. Mark was picking on the boys. Mark was teasing them because he didn't give them notice that the uniform money was due. So when Jerice and Michael came and they said that y'all didn't have money for the uniform, that's why you can't play this year that day, I called up the coach. And I said, remember last year Michael went to the Metrodome under the guidance of the motherfucking coach who said that Michael won't have to pay for next year's uniform because this is the last day of the season. Why? You know what? Actually, Romel, we played at the Met that year, didn't we? Romel Dalton, my son, played that year at the Met, and then when they were done motherfucking playing, he went and cleaned up the motherfucking Metrodome, and they told that boy he did not have to buy his uniform. So I came immediately for the coach who forgot. And then as he remembered, it was too late because Mark had teased Michael and Jerry so much them niggas quit football. And then that's when they went to North and tried to sign up. And as they tried to sign up at North, Bobby, that's when PALS said, no, y'all can't sign up for us. And Michael had filled out an application. They got Mike's name, and they were at the school the next day, right? And as they were at the school the next day, Danny, out of uniform, trying to get him to play because of how good he motherfucking was, he declined. He said, nah, bruh. Yesterday when I was there, I didn't want to play. Today I'm not gonna play, and I don't have to. And they said, yes, you do. Under your IEP, we are making you as a meeting like they said he had to have. He said in this meeting, his mother was missing. And as his mother was missing in that meeting, he made Danny get his motherfucking mama on the phone. And as Danny got me on the phone, I said, wait a minute. If he didn't get signed up yesterday, I told y'all don't go through school to be trying to get at my kid under football using the police. And he said no, so then he's not playing that year. And that's how we got to Cooper the next year. And I'm not really in the mood for anyone for any reason when it comes to the abuse of me and my motherfucking kids. When I think of equal justice under the law, true peace is not merely an absence of tension, it's the presence of justice. So my money, justice cannot be for one side alone where you stole my money and got my money. It must be for both. And that don't mean you throw $20 on the floor, Keith. That don't mean that, you again disrespect me and tell me that I'm turning tricks on the phone and that's the only way I'm going to get my money. I've had enough. I've had a motherfucking enough.